Today I'm simulating college football King of the Hill to determine the best team in the new Big 12. With these 8 new teams, you're going to see some huge upsets and unexpected matchups, plus 2 teams you would have never expected to make the finals. But first, here's how it works. To start out, I'll spin the wheel and whoever it lands on first will start as king. Whoever it lands on second will challenge the king. The winner of each game spins the wheel to determine the next challenger and the loser is eliminated. I'll keep doing that until there's only one team standing as the Big 12 King of the Hill. To kick it off, we've got our first king, Kansas, defending their home turf against newcomer number 1, Houston. Third and goal, and Kansas is going to be stopped, forced to kick a field goal. It's going to be up and good. Kansas takes the 2-point lead. Well, Kansas gets the ball back from Houston with 1 minute left, and they're inside the red zone. And on the next play of the game, they're going to get the ball into the end zone, and that's going to be the end of our first game. And with that loss, that means Houston is eliminated. But now it's time for the twist. Not only does the winning team become king or eliminate the challenger, they also get to steal the highest rated player on the other team from any of these positions. So let's spin the wheel and figure out who Kansas is going to steal from Houston. And it looks like the wheel is going to land on safety and corner. And if we go to Houston's roster, their highest rated player is Javarius Owens at 85 overall, but now he's a Jayhawk, and this actually turned out to be a pretty huge upgrade for Kansas. You know what, guys? Comment right now and tell me who you think is going to win this challenge. So let's spin the wheel to see who the next challenger is going to be, and it's going to be Cincinnati, which means Kansas has the opportunity to knock off a second newcomer right out of the gates. But since he is no pushover and they're looking to get this stop to keep it a 1-possession game, but that's a huge completion there on 3rd and 10 for Kansas, and the Jayhawks get a little fancy with this option to go up by 2 scores. Since he isn't able to get anything going on offense, Kansas has a chance to put this game away, but since he does get the stop and Kansas is forced to kick a long field goal, the kick is up and it's good. And even though they're moving the ball, it's too little too late, which means another Big 12 newcomer is going to be eliminated. Time to spin the wheel of steel and see who the king is going to be stealing this time, and oh my gosh, that was close, but it's no steal for Kansas after game 2, which means we're jumping right into the next game as Kansas draws a hungry West Virginia team. Honestly, this looks like it should be a good matchup on paper, but Kansas is driving down the field up 11 with just under 2 minutes left, and even though WVU is calling timeouts, Kansas picks up another first down, and on the next play, they're going to punch it in and put this game out of reach. I've seen better games from Daniels, but it was enough to get the job done, and WVU is the first old Big 12 team to be eliminated, and to make matters worse, Neil Brown is going to have to give up a player, and it's going to be his starting center who is literally the highest rated player on the entire team. So we'll take Zach Frazier and flip him over to the Jayhawks, and Kansas actually had a 90 rated center already, so I decided to help him out and move Zach to left guard where he's an 85 overall, and he's still a huge upgrade. Every upgrade counts because there's a lot of big teams left in this challenge, and now they've got to face off against the best team in the new Big 12 in Utah, and the ratings are definitely against the current king. Well, as expected, Utah is winning, but only by 7, and they can't convert the 3rd and 14. And I'm not sure if they've gone crazy, but they're going for it on 4th and 10. Rising steps back to throw, and he's got him in, and that's a huge first down. 2 plays later, and it's a run, and the Utah running back breaks 1 tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's just going to carry this guy into the end zone. And this is just embarrassing. How do you let a little man do you like that? Kansas doesn't want to give up the throne easy, and if they can score quickly, they might have a chance as they convert the first down here. Now it's 3rd and 5. Jelon Daniels has all the time in the world he could possibly want. He finally throws the ball, and it's going to be intercepted, and Cam Rising and the Utes take down the king. It was a good run from Kansas, but now another old Big 12 team has been eliminated, making it 2 from each side who are out of the game. And with that win, Utah becomes the new king, which means they get to steal from Kansas. And it looks like it's going to be a wide receiver this time. But as you can see, Kansas doesn't really have anything special to offer in this department, but nonetheless, we're going to take Lawrence Arnold and send him to the Utes. He'll be the 2nd best wide receiver on the team. Moving on to Utah's first challenger is the king, and the magic wheel lands on TCU, which is one heck of a matchup between last year's Pac-12 champion and the national champion runner-up, if you can even consider what happened to TCU worthy of 2nd place. So we'll simulate this game, and as you can see, Utah is absolutely obliterating TCU, but thankfully, TCU fans have already been through this recently, so it shouldn't hurt too much this time. We'll jump right in and see if TCU can add a touchdown at all this game, and they do, so that's a small moral victory, but it doesn't change the fact that they have been eliminated from King of the Hill, and that puts the balance in the favor of the newcomers. Time for Utah to steal another player, and this time it'll be a running back, which if you saw the player of the game stats last game, they definitely don't need a new starting running back, but Imani Bailey is actually an 84 overall, which is pretty solid, and it's good enough to be a strong RB2 for the Utes. So the question now is, can Utah make a 10-game run as the king to win it all? They draw Iowa State here, which, let's be honest, we all kind of have the same expectation. And just as we thought, this one is ugly. Utah leads by 24 and is going to add another 3 after the Iowa State stop. 7 seconds left. Let's check in on the kickoff, and what the heck is Iowa State doing? That explains a lot. Quick stat check on the players stolen from TCU and Kansas. Amani Bailey had 1 carry which went for a touchdown, and Lawrence Arnold had 4 catches and a touchdown. It's not too shabby, honestly. And with that win, only half of the old Big 12 teams remain, and Utah gets to spin the player wheel again. This time it lands on safety and corner, which as you can see is Iowa State's best player on the entire team. So TJ Tampa, the senior out of St. Petersburg, Florida, is going out west to the Utes. And Utah's moving on to take on their next opponent, which is going to be another old Big 12 team. We knew Utah was going to be a big threat coming into this, but it looks like they might single-handedly finish off the rest of the old Big 12 teams. I expect this to be somewhat of a close matchup, but Utah still has the clear advantage. Baylor is getting off to an extremely slow start in this one. It looks like the Bears will avoid the shutout, but this was a dominant display from Utah. Cam Rising finishes with 4 touchdown passes and no turnovers, and Tavion Thomas finishes with another 100-yard rushing game. And you guys remember the players that Utah stole from Kansas and TCU? Check this out. Amani Bailey had 2 touchdowns in this game, and then the transfer from Kansas, Arnold, also had 2 touchdowns in this game. So with that, only 3 of the OGs are still left standing, and we have 6 newcomers who were alive. Time for Utah to steal again, and this time it's going to land on a defensive lineman. So the right end, Gabe Hall, the 88 overall from Katy, Texas, is joining Utah in the middle of his senior year. Alright, let's see if the next challenger can beat King Utah, and it's going to be Oklahoma State. And this is just really bad news for the old teams because Utah is +7 overall in this game. But they're only up 7, trying to put this game away with 2 minutes left, and the ball's going to be intercepted in the end zone, and the Cowboys still have a chance. 1 minute left, and Oklahoma State is trying to get down the field before time runs out. He's going to throw the ball left, and he gets the first down. 2 plays later, he steps back to pass, throws it over the middle, and oh my goodness, he actually gets through for a 1st and goal. Time is ticking down, and they need a touchdown, but he completes the pass and comes up just short, and the Cowboys are able to punch it in for 6, and they tie up the game with the extra point. So can Cam Rising do the impossible? He's got to go 85 yards in 17 seconds. He heaves the ball down the field. Oh my gosh. The leaping grab, and Utah might just win this game. Only 12 seconds left to play. Utah's going to run the ball, trying to be sneaky, and oh my gosh, he picks up 15 yards, and that sets up a game-winning field goal opportunity, which Utah has no problem with, and Oklahoma State falls short, which means the newcomers have a 6-2 advantage over the old teams now. Now it's time for Utah to steal another player, so this time it's going to be from Oklahoma State, and, well, Nope, they don't. No steal. So instead, we're going to spin the wheel for their next challenger, and this time it's going to land on Colorado, which means that it is prime time. That was cringy. Colorado versus Utah. Can Travis Hunter and Shadir Sanders take down the King? This kid's making a lot of noise in real life. Let's see what he can do in a video game. Utah's only up 2 late in the 3rd quarter. Cam Rising steps back and he finds his man in the end zone to extend the lead. But Colorado isn't giving up as Sanders is going to run it to the outside here, and he actually makes it all the way for a touchdown. An important 3rd and 4 as Utah hands the ball off, and Colorado gets a huge stop to get the ball back. Shadir Sanders with 1 minute 20 seconds left to pull off a massive upset. He throws the ball over the middle and he's got a man, and he has space. 20, 10, 5. Oh, so close, but that's okay because with 20 seconds left, Colorado runs it in for the score. And they are going to go for 2. We saw what Utah did with 17 seconds left last game, but Shadir Sanders gets stood up and he can't convert the 2-point conversion. 18 seconds left, Rising steps back to pass and throws towards the sideline, and oh my gosh, he drops it, and that could have been huge. 8 seconds left to play, probably the last shot here. Cam's got all day. He throws down the field and he's got a man, and Utah's in the red zone with 2 seconds left. Last play of the game. Can Utah do it again? He throws the ball to the left. It's completed. Can he get into the end zone? Oh my gosh, no. And Deion Sanders leads Colorado to a huge upset over the King. Shadir could have done better, but it was enough to get the win, and Travis Hunter also had a massive 139-yard game. So Utah comes up short of Big 12 domination, and now Deion Sanders gets to steal one of their players. Well, apparently the NCAA decided Deion's had enough transfers this year because it's no steal for the Buffaloes. So let's see who they're going to draw as their first challenger as King, and it's going to be the Cougars of BYU. I imagine this is going to be a cakewalk for the popular kids, and just as I suspected, we find Colorado up big, but BYU is going to punch us in, and they're going to go for 2 to try to make this a 10-point game. But the QB fumbles, and they're going to fail the 2-point conversion. And now we're back to our Sanders highlight reel, which he eats the ball across the field, and with that first down, BYU is going to run out of time. So now there's only 4 new teams and 2 old teams that remain, and with BYU eliminated, that means Colorado gets another chance to steal. And this time the wheel is going to be in their favor as it lands on a running back, and they pick up Aiden Robbins, the 84 overall from BYU, and now that he's on Colorado, he's going to fit nicely in that RB2 position. So down to the final 6 teams, and Colorado is trying to keep their dreams alive as they draw draw the Red Raiders of Texas Tech, and this is going to be a very close matchup. Under 1 minute left in the fourth quarter, it's 3rd and goal, and Texas Tech pitches it to the outside, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown. Tech up 3. Can Shedeur Sanders keep the Kings alive? He throws an easy first down, and on the next play, he throws the ball across the middle, and it's complete all the way down to the 40-yard line. They really just need a field goal for overtime, and with 14 seconds left, Sanders throws the ball, and it's nearly intercepted. Oh, and he might regret that one, but on the next play, Texas Tech showing a lot of heart, and they get a huge sack to set up a long field goal. This one to tie the game. The kick is up, and it looks like we're headed to overtime. First drive of overtime, Sanders is going to throw it into a tight window, and that's going to be a Colorado touchdown. Next drive, Texas Tech needs 6 here. Drops back to throw, has plenty of time, throws towards the end zone, and it's picked off. And Colorado escapes the near upset of the Red Raiders. And that means Kansas State is the last OG Big 12 team standing, and I am not liking their odds. So we spin the wheel for Colorado to steal from Texas Tech, and it's going to be a wide receiver. And that leads us to Jerand Bradley, to 87 overall, who has now switched his allegiance to Deion Sanders. And that's a huge pickup for them because he's the highest rated receiver on the team now. The final 5 is here, and I think the bad news just got worse for the OGs. Kansas State is taking on Colorado, and this looks to be another balanced game, but Colorado has been playing way above their rating today. Big 3rd and 12 for Kansas State here, down 7 with 3 minutes left, and the QB is going to, oh no. He breaks the tackle and he throws the ball down the field and is caught. And the Kansas State receiver is taking this one all the way down to the 30-yard line. And on the next play of the game, it'll be another pass, and this one is complete for the first down, and he gets blasted. 1st and goal, he steps back to throw, and he's got a man for a touchdown, and with the extra point, we're tied at 24. Plenty of time left for some prime time, and Shedeur just launches the ball towards the end zone, and he's lucky that that wasn't intercepted. And on the next play, he completes the pass for a first down and a lot more, and on 1st and goal, Colorado hands the ball off, and this will be an easy touchdown to take the lead. Well, one last chance for Kansas State. Will Howard is going to throw this ball down the field and hope someone catches it, but the Wildcats will fall short, and King Colorado is going to take down the last remaining OG Big 12 team. All right, another opportunity presents itself for Colorado to steal a player, and no way. They've got worse luck than anybody we've seen in this game. So now only 4 teams remain, and they're all newcomers. I can't really say I saw that one coming, but we're just going to roll with it. And this time the wheel is going to land on Arizona, which is pretty unfortunate considering the Buffs have the better team. But we've seen crazier things in NCAA football, and this one is no different. Arizona is blowing out Colorado, and Shedeur Sanders is going to throw an interception, and this one might just be a pick 6, and it is. Arizona blows the top off of Colorado 27-3, and the impressive run for Deion ends here. Okay, I know we're all thinking the same thing here. If Arizona can pull a corner, they get Travis Hunter. And that's unbelievable. Travis Hunter is a 95 quarter for Colorado, but he's now an Arizona Wildcat. And as you can see, this is probably the biggest thing to happen to Arizona in the school's history, and the timing could not be better because we're now down to the final 3 teams. All right, and we're going to spin the wheel, and it looks like Arizona will draw UCF with the potential for an all-Arizona final game on the line. And as you can see, both teams are 84 overall, so we're in for a tight one. At this point, it's customary that I show you the Kings home field, but more importantly, we want to jump into this game and see what's going on. 4th and 11, Arizona has the ball in UCF territory, and he throws the ball down the sideline, and it'll be intercepted. I mean, it doesn't really help them, but this was quite the toe tap. A few plays later, it's 3rd and 6, and UCF can put this game away with the first down, and it's going to be caught, but he can't quite get the first down, so that sets up a 44-yard field goal to seal the deal, and UCF gets the kick up clean, and it is good. And that means UCF is moving on as the new king just in time for the final game. But you know, technically UCF could steal Hunter here too if he lands on the right spot, but wow. No luck for UCF going into the final game. Speaking of UCF, before we get into this final game, I just want to say I actually had them as my sleeper pick in the Big 12 this year. And if you like talking about sports or enjoy watching NCAA Madden or other content like that, Matt and I stream on Twitch Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time on twitch.tv/theherdbros. And we also release a top and bottom 10 for college football every single week. So with Arizona eliminated, we're down to the final 2 teams. It's UCF and Arizona State for the final battle for Big 12 King of the Hill. Anyways, we join this thrilling 0-0 game in the second quarter as Plumlee scrambles for the first down. Same drive, UCF is looking for a spark, and Plumlee finds his man across the middle, and UCF might finally be in position to score. But now it's 3rd down and 6, and they'll just hand the ball off, and he won't quite get the first down, which means our first points of the game are coming from a UCF field goal. 3 seconds left in the first half. Arizona State has progressed down the field a good bit, and they've got 1 shot left before the clock hits 0, and he's going to launch this one down the field, and it goes just over his receiver's head, so UCF is going to take a 3-0 lead into the half. And this game is starting to have 2011 LSU versus Alabama vibes. But hopefully that won't last long coming out of the half, and UCF is going to be sacked. But UCF's defense is killing it. Only 100 yards allowed so far is pretty impressive. And now we're in the fourth quarter, and I think whoever scores a touchdown first is going to win this game, and UCF has the ball inside enemy territory. 3rd down and 8, Plumlee steps back to pass. He's going to throw, and he's got his man all the way down at the 10-yard line, and the devil is mad about that, which is always a good sign. If UCF doesn't score a touchdown here, I feel like they never will, and they're going to run the ball, and he's going to be stopped. Unbelievable. And instead of going for it on 4th and 2, they'll bring on the kicker who doesn't have any problems with his chip shot, and UCF is up 6-0. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Arizona State is just running the ball, and now they've dug themselves into a hole. 3rd and 12, they've got no choice but to pass on this one, and it falls incomplete. And for whatever reason, they punted the ball back to UCF, who is going to make them pay on 1st down. And just a few plays later, UCF needs to see this one out. And wait a minute, guys. We just got our first touchdown of the championship game with 30 seconds left. All right, and there you guys have it. UCF is your new Big 12 King of the Hill. And if you guys like this type of content, please leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be uploading every conference and a 128-team college football King of the Hill.